Welcome to a USC Libraries tutorial. This tutorial covers two specific skills in the Embase database: how to use Mtree terms and how to limit Embase results by study type. If you've never used Embase before, you may want to review the related tutorial, Basics of Embase, before continuing. Embase is a database licensed by the USC Libraries. It includes citations to biomedical research articles and conference abstracts from posters and papers presented at worldwide conferences in biomedical topics. One of the greatest strengths of Embase is that each item added to Embase is also indexed by Embase's indexers using a system called Mtree, developed and used for Embase alone. An indexer reads the article, then adds Mtree terms describing the content of the article to the record in Embase. When compared to other indexing systems developed and used in other databases, Mtree terms very commonly use language that is much more detailed and specific. PubMed and Embase both include some of the same articles, so you can compare the records and see the differences between the indexing languages used in each database. Notice how the Mtree terms attached to these records about drugs, diseases, and economics concepts are much more nuanced, lengthy, and detailed than the terms applied by the PubMed indexers to the same articles. More detailed language means you can search using these detailed words and find materials. If I search PubMed for the mesh term pioglitazone and the acronym MALFD, I would not find this article because the word pioglitazone is not included in the record in PubMed. I can search Embase for the Mtree term pioglitazone and the acronym MALFD and find this article because the drug name is included as an indexing term in the record for this article in Embase. This article addresses the roles of many drugs in this rare disease, and only the Embase records includes the names of the drugs and their classes. Embase makes it really easy to explore Mtree terms. Use the broad search mode on the basic search or turn on mapping in the advanced search, and start to type in your keywords. Embase will start to suggest preferred Mtree terms for you to use. Because Mtree is so detailed and precise, it can be beneficial to try using very specific keywords. See how Mtree has terms for not just bariatric surgery, any surgery done on the gastric tract done with the goal of reducing obesity, but also terms for some commonly used gastric surgical methods. If the keyword you type in does not match any Mtree terms, the database will treat this as a keyword search and find articles that use that exact word or phrase in the title or abstract. If you are planning a comprehensive search where your goal is to retrieve as many possible records on a specific topic, it can be tedious to type in all of the potential keywords and wait for the mapping. It may be easier to explore the Mtree headings directly using the link at the top of the database. Search Mtree for a topic like pharmacoeconomics and explore the trees to find the concepts Mtree recognizes in this area, or search for a specific term like cost and review the automatic suggestions. Once you have found a term of interest, you can add terms to a search. You can also talk with a librarian to get help using Mtree for a specific detailed search or planning a comprehensive search. One very common need when searching a publication database is limiting to article or study types. This is not very easy to do comprehensively in Embase. Along the top bar is a series of publication types. These terms are much less robust than the publication type limits found in other databases. Instead, you'll need to use the study type filter on the left side of the search results pane. Embase indexes each publication as one or more types based on the methods described in the publication itself. Here are the first few pages of the study type characteristics attached to articles about hypertension. You can see there are descriptions of where the study was performed, who was included in the study, methods used for research or analysis of the data, and more. Because Embase generates this list based on the search results, the content of what is included in the study type filter and its order will change based on the search that you have done. This detail and indexing of research methods is another strength of Embase. It can allow you to find very specific characteristics of research. It is possible to find studies that use questionnaires to study hypertension, or studies that focused on teenagers with hypertension being transferred to adult care, or studies about hypertension using rabbits as the experimental organism. This can be a little frustrating to use if you just want a randomized controlled trial or a guideline on a topic and would like to achieve this quickly. For most searches, where the goal is to find a few relevant articles of a specific type, open this pane and sort by frequency. Find the first study type filter that seems relevant to the study type you wish to find and apply it. Using the single randomized controlled trial study type filter alone found publications about exercise and hypertension. This is not all the records for randomized controlled trials in this database on this topic, but there will likely be many well-done RCTs in this set. If the articles found did not answer my questions or were not high quality enough, I could look at the study types filters again and include a few more study types to make my search retrieve more materials. A controlled clinical trial is a type of randomized trial with specific conditions applied. A control group is a characteristic of studies that are testing the results of an exercise program. You would need to have a group that does not participate in the exercise to compare with a group who does the exercise. By adding these two additional study type characteristics, I now have retrieved more RCTs on hypertension and exercise. If you wish to do a comprehensive search where you retrieve as many as possible randomized controlled trials, observational studies, guidelines, systematic reviews, or other specific publication or study types from Embase, groups of medical librarians have validated and published search filters that you can use to find a significant number of these study types. You can talk to a librarian to get help using these filters and planning a more comprehensive search to retrieve more materials of a specific study type. Like all citation databases, Embase is much more complicated and powerful than can be covered in a short demonstration. There's a robust series of videos, guides, and help for this database available by clicking on the links in the footer of the webpage. You can also ask the USC libraries for more help using Embase.